Enormous buying power is coming into Bitcoin. There's a couple big news stories around Bitcoin's buying power, along with MIT researchers believing that there's a legitimate use case in terms of national security. This is a really interesting day for Bitcoin, and right now we're seeing the market rally. I want to get into it. Before I do, as always, I update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel, the first 26 coins I held. If you invested $100 into each of these when I release the videos and you're still holding that crypto, you'll be in profit for over 38 grand. It's not what I hold anymore. You want to see the cryptos I hold? Come check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I share every coin I buy, every coin I sell, and how I'm preparing my portfolio right now. Because bear in mind, this is the most uncertainty we've ever had in Bitcoin's lifespan. And preparing your portfolio in case things turn super bullish or super bearish is important, but not just that. Build your spreadsheet. Build your list of coins. Build the coins that you're super bullish on in the long run. That is important. When a bear cycle truly kicks in, when we see that probably around the summer, that massive deep dive correction, when global markets collapse and that, well, and we have a huge recession, and that's coming, guys. You've got to have a list of coins that you're really excited about. Watch how they partner. Watch how they meet their roadmap. Watch how they retrace. If these three key factors are hit, along with there's a few others, obviously, but your coin could 50, 100x, right? That's exactly what I did with Phantom. I dived into it. I looked at what its use case was, why it was strong, looked at it meeting the roadmaps, hitting the partnerships, and I've now been building my list of coins that I'm watching that I've been watching for several years. I'm going to be watching how they retrace when a bear cycle kicks in, because I do believe we've got a global recession on its way, whether that's in June or July. I don't think we're that far away. So, yeah, build your spreadsheets, guys. And if you want to see exactly the coins that I'm really excited about, check out Copy My Crypto, because I'll be sharing them when that eventual recession kicks in. Right. There's a few things. So we'll start with Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio is the founder of Bridgewater Associates, and it's the world's largest hedge fund. It's planning to back an external vehicle to get into crypto. It has no current intention of directly investing in crypto assets itself. However, currently with 150 billion in assets under management, it's taking crypto seriously as an asset class. Aside from founder Ray Dalio's announcement last year that he has some Bitcoin, they've acknowledged that holding crypto or having crypto within your portfolio or within the assets that you manage is key. And while they won't comment on their positions, we can say Bridgewater continues to actively research crypto, is not currently planning on investing in crypto right now. And that was issued on February. And they've not provided a response to the request sent by CoinDesk. But in terms of what we're expecting to see, 4 people saying the hedge fund giant was due to enter the space by mid-2020. If we see that, again, they won't go balls to the wall, but they might go 2%. 2%, I probably wouldn't expect more than that. 5% would be bloody the max, but I'd probably be looking at 1 or 2%. But even then, you're still talking about $1.5 to $3 billion that just enters into crypto. And fundamentally, they'll do the same thing that most funds do, which is you get in to the big boys. So they'll get into Bitcoin and Ethereum. If they're doing that in the midway through this year, they may be seeing the similar thing that I'm seeing, which is we're going to see an enormous market crash, global recession at some point this year. And if they're thinking about getting into the back end of this year, they're probably waiting for the crash to happen. So it's an interesting one. But yeah, potentially $1.5 to $3 billion entering. And that isn't the only thing. Look at this. So Terra, UST, they are using $10 billion to buy Bitcoin reserves. Effectively simply to back their stablecoin. So their stablecoin is backed by something more legitimate. And at the moment they're definitely cleared for $3 billion, but they're looking at $10 billion in reserves to effectively ensure that their stable coin is backed by Bitcoin. $10 billion. And everyone's got some interesting comments on this. This was by a guy called Do Kwon, Stable Kwon. He puts out some really good stuff, to be fair, so it's worth checking out. So what this is going to probably do is they're hoping it's going to stabilize UST, and legitimately it should, because also what it does is strengthen the Terra ecosystem. There is a lot to respect about this. I'm curious to see why they didn't go more heavy into Ethereum as well. Obviously, Ethereum is going to inevitably be deflationary. They've already burnt like 2 million ETH since August of last year. When staking comes into play, when they're fully merged onto proof of stake, with the burning, the deflationary mechanism effectively is kicked in for Ethereum, and its price will run. I suppose the logic is Ethereum has more price fluctuations than Bitcoin. So that's probably the logic. But again, $10 billion. That's a massive, massive amount of money. And again, the future is looking really, certainly the short term is looking really, really strong for Bitcoin. It's still got some clear resistance that it's got to break through, 44.5, sort of top end of 44. K is clearly huge resistance. It's not been able to do a daily candle close above that for a while now. So breaking through that is the next step for Bitcoin. We'll see if it can do it today. And another really interesting one was an MIT researcher pointing this out. So he's said that Bitcoin can play a key role in national security, recommending the US buy Bitcoin to mitigate the impact of other countries possibly trying to wean themselves off US dollar dependence. And we are going to see, to some degree, levels of that. US dollar has been way overprinted. At this point, the US dollar has lost value in it throughout the past year and a half. The market is saturated with dollars. So the justification from this guy, Jason Lowry, was that the United States better posture themselves to benefit from that, and you do that by buying Bitcoin, so you capture disproportionate value as people flood into it. It's basically the principle of first mover advantage. If this truly does become the new property defense protocol that everyone subscribes to, then you are posturing yourself to become a superpower for the next 1,000 years. Now, long term for America, that would be phenomenal, obviously. El Salvador was the first country to sort of do this. They brought up 1,800 Bitcoin last year. And some politicians from other countries in the region have also pushed for Bitcoin adoption, although so far they're taking a wait-and-see approach on El Salvador's controversial Bitcoin experiment. It's only really controversial because the IMF have slammed it. And yeah, what can you say? They're fundamentally they're on the right track. El Salvador, the Samson Mao, I spoke about this as well earlier the month. Samson Mao was the advisor to El Salvador when it was doing that, and now he has identified Mexico as the next country that will follow in El Salvador's footsteps. And Lowry pointed out, the MIT researcher, that the asymmetric advantage of the first mover cannot be understated. This is, again, something I've really banged on about in this channel. The first mover advantage with smart contracts was Ethereum. Look how big that is. The first crypto effectively was Bitcoin. Look at how that is. First stablecoin is Tether. Look at how that is. Not in terms of price appreciation, in terms of its coin market cap position. And there's lots of other examples there. So he points out that banning Bitcoin is not an option. You can't ban your adversary from using this, because obviously there's been discussions about banning exchanges from working with Russia at the moment. This was some nonsense that Elizabeth Elizabeth Warren started pushing. But fundamentally, even Fidelity predicted that other countries and even a central bank could follow El Salvador, saying that those who buy Bitcoin while the price is low will be better off competitively than their peers. Obviously, makes total sense. Wouldn't be surprised to see other sovereign nations acquire Bitcoin in 2022, perhaps even see a central bank make an acquisition. That was the Fidelity analysts. I agree. It's been something I've spoken about religiously, almost on this channel. But yeah, guys, things are looking good. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think this could do for the price action of Bitcoin? So, Bitcoin potentially a 10 billion buy in the very near future. Then obviously Ray Dalio and his VC looking at it. That's potentially a 1.5 to 3 billion buy in the summer. What do you think Bitcoin can do right now? Can Bitcoin break 44K? Or of course it can. Will Bitcoin break 44K in the next week? There's a question. Let me know in the comments what you think. As always, guys, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I'm putting out content as well, guys. And yeah, that's it for me. If you're new to crypto or you've been in crypto a while, you're not happy with the layout of your portfolio, not happy with the structure of it, you're not happy with the coins you hold, come see what I'm doing. I share everything I buy, everything I sell, how I'm organizing my portfolio in case things go extremely bullish or bearish. Anytime I buy, I've just strengthened one investment very, very recently, and that's already going quite well. Gotta say, quite well. So if you want to know what I'm doing, just click the link in the description, copymycrypto.com, and check it out. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.